Mercogliano writes about, shall we? Obviously, Mercogliano, he is a New York Rangers, a one-year prove-it deal, but Drury's interest is unclear. Young trade targets could include Shane Wright of the Seattle Kraken offers. Mercogliano did not rule out the Rangers adding a veteran forward who has ties to the club, such as Vancouver Canucks wingers Brock Besser and Jake DeBrusk, through JT Miller, and Pittsburgh Penguins winger Brian Rust, through head coach Mike Sullivan. However, let's talk about Brock Besser. This is a match made in heaven for Brock and JT Miller, because darned if I'll be promoting the idea that players that play well together deserve to be brought back together. There's a reason Chris Kunitz is an Olympian, and it's not because he was an Olympic caliber player back in 2014. It was because, hey, this is the one and only guy who, you could say, fit the best alongside of Sidney Crosby. That's the reason Chris Kunitz ever became an Olympian, and it's why he has an Olympic gold medal today. He didn't even do much at that Olympic Games. He had a gold, but he was still a part of the team. 20 goals, 33 assists. And a lot of that had to do with the fact that JT Miller was like the perfect guy to play with him. Never mind the fact that they actually had success together with Elias Pettersson on the 649 line back in like 2019. But once Brock and JT established themselves as that dynamic duo, it didn't matter who was their other winger. His Hoglander, who cares? Who else was tossed around there? No, Garland was with Joshua. Teddy Bluger was the center on that line. Lafferty and McCabe with Pettersson. I don't remember who was the other winger with Besser and Miller back in the day. But I think that speaks volumes as to just how good that one individual pairing was.
Lucas Reichel, where he has 2 assists.
Was a part of that line, was he not? But either way, Brock Besser is a guy who has really worked on his finishing game over the past few years. Say what you want about 22 goals in 75 games last year, 25 the year before that. But Brock Besser is a guy who was only near 30 in the first year of his career, because for whatever reason, the 2017-18 version of Brock Besser was just so cracked out at being able to just drive down the wing and snipe it from distance, beating every goaltender in the vicinity like it's nobody's business. This guy was an on-the-rush sniper that just figured out the NHL, and like 70% of the goals he scored in his rookie year were just beautiful snipes. As his career continued, though, Brock just did not have that same lethality nor effectiveness rate when shooting the puck in the same way, and he had to find other ways to be a productive hockey player. That included working on his defensive game. That included working on his playing game. And by the time 23-24 rolled around, Brock was so confident in the way he plays the game, he understands he no longer was that speedy guy. He was speeding for like the first 60 games of his NHL career, and then after the injury, it just didn't really feel the same. He was kind of slow, but he's good at winning forefasts. He's good off the puck, and he's great when he doesn't have the puck, and he's circling the offensive zone, looking for those open pockets of space. He had 40 goals in 81 games and 73 total points in 23-24, mostly because JT Miller is the perfect guy to set up Brock Besser, to hold on to the puck, to truck at 40 goals. JT. If you're a tall fitness owner, then you need to do this. Working in construction, you never know when things could go wrong. I learned this lesson the hard way when I hit a lottery line while doing multiples and faced tens of thousands of dollars in risk. Very lethal playmaker at his best. And we even saw that when he was acquired by the New York Rangers in 2025. He was over a point per game to finish off that season with the Rangers. Sure, he dipped to 53 points in 68 games this most recent season. He was a minus 30. The Rangers stunk. Miller was the captain of what was a bad team, and a lot of people were really disappointed in the way they played. But I'm sitting right here and I'm saying, hey, if we can talk about Elias Pettersson and Andrei Kuzmenko having that sort of a connection and rekindling their chemistry and being great again, there's no reason why we can't talk about Brock Besser and JT Miller as doing the same thing. Now, the question is, would Brock actually be interested in waiving his trade protection to go over to New York? I feel like enticing him with a JT Miller reunion is a good enough pitch, but I also do know that Brock Besser, we all know that this guy loves Vancouver. He wants to be a part of the rebuild. He wants to cultivate the positive leadership traits in this environment. And I'm not saying that Brock has certain feelings one way or another about JT, but it does feel like Brock, at the very least, understands that what happened in the Vancouver locker room between JT Miller and Elias Pettersson was partially JT's fault, if not mostly JT's fault. Not enough. Vincent Mercogliano just went out there and brought Besser up as a potential Rangers trade acquisition. So I wanted to go out there and speak about it. Just the idea of seeing Besser with Miller and, I don't know, Lafreniere together, I feel like that'd be pretty good. That is, assuming Lafreniere sticks around in New York and he doesn't get traded to Vancouver for Brock Besser. Ha ha ha. Do I want to curse y'all with that idea being floated out into the universe? I don't know. So let me know your thoughts in the comments section as to whether or not Besser and Lafreniere getting swapped in any sort of a move is worth it. But you can let me know in the comments, do you think Besser is a worthwhile New York Rangers trade target? You need somebody to go out there and revitalize JT Miller and his point production. What better than the best winger he's ever played with to do that? And I say best winger, I mean, Miller played with Panarin, right? But they weren't that great together, I feel. I don't know, JT doesn't really need a guy who possesses the puck and does all the work himself like Panarin does. He needs somebody that you make that last final pass to and is on the doorstep to bury the biscuit in the basket, like Brock Besser. You can let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think this is a worthwhile idea to explore for New York? What do you think the trade package would look like if Brock Besser were to head over to the Rangers? I hope you enjoyed this fish out for all signing on. And bye.
Spells are probably the flagship of restoration. The only thing we can't do with
Introducing investing in Go Smart. Smart. Introducing the government's guide to your biggest knowledge. Not smart. Start investing in units with as little as 10.
There are a lot of ways to level up the ability. With 21 different skills that can be structured into all manner of various builds, and you may be wondering which of these are not worth using. Which skills should you specifically focus on leveling